After graduating from the U of S in 1962 with a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture with great distinction and a Governor General's Medal, he went to Oxford University as a Rhodes Scholar and completed doctoral studies at the University of California, Berkeley in 1975. In 1970, he and his wife, Michelle, began 35-year careers in the Department of Economics and Rural Economy at the University of Alberta. From 1995 to 2010, he was heavily involved in research management with the National Sustainable Forest Management Network, NCE. Terry served as president of the Canadian Agricultural Economic Society in 1995-96 and was elected a CAES Fellow in 2003. Terry regards teaching and the mentoring of graduate students as a high calling, and his main teaching areas include resource development and environmental economics. His major research contributions focus on agricultural and forest productivity, sustainable development, and renewable resource policy, especially for water. Since retiring in 2005, Terry continues to be very active at the U of A and in the global agricultural economics profession. He maintains his lifelong interest in world food issues, and keeps connections to Saskatchewan through his research in agricultural production and resource management across the prairies. Terrence, for your many contributions both inside and outside academia, thank you and congratulations on behalf of your fellow alumni.
Well, I'm extremely pleased to accept the U of S Alumni Award. Thank you to my nominators, led by Dr. Brent Swallow. I'm very pleased that several of my family and many friends and really interesting connections in my life through Saskatoon and Edmonton and the prairies are with us tonight. And these folks are led by my dear wife, Michelle, my lifelong partner, and in both at home and professionally. And without you, dear, I wouldn't have been on this stage. My formative years were indeed at the University of Saskatchewan. Really critical, as some of my award colleagues have mentioned, to my career. It was the spur of my late parents, who were denied an education in the dirty 30s, and 4-H club work that led me to the College of Agriculture. If I'd done better in physics, I might have been fully in science and arts, but in science. But getting in to the College of Agriculture, I soon became interested in the social science dimensions of the field, and did as much work in arts in my last couple of years. The university was small then. There were only 2 profs in Ag Econ, Hadley Van Fleet and Phil Thayer. I was in the first class on cooperatives, led by Leo Christensen. Vernon Folk was the renowned Canadian economic historian of that day, who I enjoyed a class from. Not only did I get training on the academic side, but through the Agros and the Agricultural Students Association, I had an opportunity to up my social skills, and particularly my organizational skills. Those were a great 4 years with a great group of people. Too many men, but that has been rectified with the passage of time, with lots of women now in our programs. Those were the days of much smaller universities, I said, days of Devil's Dip. I was trying to find it on the riverbank this morning. Even a snake dance in my first year or two. Social skills, learning how to organize an ag bag drag. That can do wonders for your future career. I even learned a bit how to drink Pilsner, and also discovered that there were better wines than Baby Duck. Moving on to Oxford, I had a wonderful opportunity reading politics, philosophy, and economics to widen my economic background and broaden out in the social sciences. And there I was introduced to elementary growth theory. Moving on to Berkeley, that interest moved into the economic development process in the third world nations of that time. There was massive famine in India of that day. I was fortunate to be in a development class led by Amartya Sen, one of the Nobel laureates, and I think that spurred my interest in doing something in development economics. And also I was tutored in natural resource economics and water resource economics by Siegfried von Sirius-Wantrup, a crusty German, but he knew his water economics. It led me to a great interest in food, productivity, and natural resources, particularly water. I could have done a thesis quicker, but I was led to India, where I studied the impact of the high-yielding varieties of wheat and rice on water resource management under the pressure of the high-yielding varieties. It was the early, heady days of the Green Revolution. I then, with Michelle, who I met at Berkeley, and dragged this New Zealander to our warm climes of northern Alberta, we've been embarked on 42 years of service at that institution, and I continued my schizophrenic division between interest in the Faculty of Arts and the Faculty of Agriculture with a split appointment. I love teaching. I still think that the transmission of knowledge to the next generation is probably the ultimate objective of any university professor, and we have room for improvement in that area in most of our research-intensive institutions. I greatly enjoyed working with graduate students, some from Canada, but many from third world nations, all the way from Libya and Iran to Bangladesh and many other parts of the world. My interest continued to evolve in natural resource management with interest in ag, water, land use, and forestry. I was a bit too broad, probably. And my evolution sort of mirrored the way that ag faculties were evolving in Canada as well, because now our faculties in Saskatoon and Edmonton have a much broader focus than just the narrower fields of agricultural production, with heavy emphasis now on environmental and renewable resource management, biofuels, and the whole bit. I have been very fortunate to work with a wide range of people who have spurred my interest and deepened my knowledge in several circles: Alberta Institute of Agrologists and the CWRA, especially the Alberta chapter, organizing conferences all the way from water export and interbasin transfer to economic instruments for protection. Michelle and I have been long-standing and stalwart members of the CAS, the Canadian Ag Econ Society, and the international body that is associated at the international level. And as was mentioned, I spent quite a bit of time in my last 15 years as a staff member, not doing research, but managing research, which tends to fall to a lot of many older professors. But I enjoyed it, and it led me into a lot of interesting work and connections with the forestry circle, which was not my origin. So the U of S is where it all began, and I am most grateful for that. It is really instrumental in shaping my career. I'll be back for the 50-year class reunion in January, and the 100-year reunion of the college. That'll be a grand event. Like my fellow award recipients, who I also congratulate, I'm very proud to be an alumnus of this institution, of the U of S, and I'm most grateful for this recognition. Thank you very, very much.